goalless. We await the first goal here at the QRC ground. So a throw for Presentation. It's going to be Brathwaite with the throw. So this is Franklin in possession, looking to get it to James, but it's one back here as Queen's Royal College through Brathwaite, looking to come forward, and Harriman gets it forward, but only as far as Young. And here comes QRC, looking to play it wide to Caruth. Caruth in possession. Well, we want to say welcome to all our viewers on Sportsmax. We're at the Queen's Royal College ground here. It's QRC against Presentation. No goals yet. We've been playing for just about 24 and a half minutes. And again, we just want to say the delay was caused by some inclement weather we had. And so that is the reason for that late delay. But here goes Presentation College. They are in yellow. And looking to take on his man, getting it across. It comes to this is Quashie. Quashie, still Quashie. He puts it in the back of the net. Well. Now you have to say, where was the QRC defense? Because the ball came right across from Jacob. He squared it and it went straight through. Quashie was all alone by himself, and he turned one way, turned the next, and put it. Now look at Jacob.
Yes, shakes him, shakes off his man, and he whips it across. Missed kick. Got that gift.
Like the Lone Ranger, wasn't he?
Yes, he got time. He even unwrapped the gift, Colin. Watch, he unwrapped it, and then he made sure he enjoyed playing with it and stuck it in the back of the net.
So it's poor defending. Oh, really was. It once the ball was a missed kick there.
Yes.
Of course, it allowed acres of space, as you rightfully mentioned. I just wondered why he retreated to the line and not to go to the player. Of course, I know the goalkeeper would have came out, but they ended up with two players that can't use their hands on the line, and the goalkeeper, who's probably not good with his feet, trying to make a tackle.
Yes, it all went wrong for QRC. So the Presentation finally making the breakthrough, and you have to say well deserved, because they've been putting QRC under some pressure.
Yes, they have been knocking on the door, and they have been, as I said, building the players. They've been going along gradually here, and they've been looking better. Look,
this is a ball that's a little bit too far ahead of Brathwaite, and it's going to be a throw for QRC. It's going to be Tuckett with the throw. Gets it back towards King. So as you rightly said, Brent, they're not looking to play it around. They're getting as far forward as possible. But here's the goal scorer, Quashie. Plays it through.
It's going to be number two.
Well, yes, Afan came out quickly. He missed the last game against Trinity East. The goalkeeper at the time was Kasami. And Kasami, after his 5, must have lost confidence, and Coach Kenwin Jones decided to revert to Afan.
Yeah, that does happen to young goalkeepers, of course. That confidence is important to be in a goal, but I think the way he set them up today, Coach Jones, is to, of course, give them the best opportunity defensively. They've had a lot of blue shirts back there. This corner is sealed into the box.
Oh, that's it going on. It's an own goal, it looks to me like.
It's poor.
And poor defending again. There were 3 blue shirts around, and none of them cleared it. It shouldn't even have gone towards that far post. But we'll have a look at that replay and see what went wrong. But all of a sudden, Presentation, they now go 2 goals to nil up within the space of 3 minutes.
Well, no one took ownership, and that's what you do when you're defending set pieces. You need defenders that take ownership, that command and want to go after the ball to defend, and no one did it. As we have another look, the ball sailed into the box, not the best of corners. First touch here, but look at the blue shirts on the line. No one said anything in terms of taking charge and clearing the ball and calling it theirs. And because of that indecision, the ball eventually eventually ended up at the back of the net. There was not a yellow shirt in sight, gentlemen.
correct.
It's the strangest goal to concede. There was no yellow
No
shirt.
pressure, was it?
None.
Well, it's an own goal from Gray, Philip Gray. Unfortunately, he wouldn't want to see that in the morning in the daily paper, but he will have to see it because it came off of him and went into the panic station, set in, and for no reason, Joel, because there was no pressure on him. There was, as Brent is saying, there were no yellow shirts around.
None whatsoever. Probably as the ball skidded off the first defender head, I think it maybe caused a little panic, I don't know, and they just got flustered eventually, but as you said, with no pressure, so it's a tough pill to swallow right now.
Well, it's an indication of what we've seen so far in this game. I just think there's no one there in a blue shirt that's taking charge, that's out there barking orders, is out there, of course, trying to get his team to play a particular way. It just looks like they have, of course, fallen into the sense that, look, we're under the caution, we may concede and continue to concede.
Well,
they lead us out there.
Yep, there's Tuckett sending it out. Maybe Caruth, the captain, needs to just wake up his players a little bit and say, come on guys, we can do better than this. We're at home.
Yes, he has to be that driving force, lead from the front and then let's charge, carry the charge.
Because Joel, I was about to say, it's not only by example, but you need sometimes as a captain to get at your players. But here's another chance for presentation. It's with Barkley, but yeah, he gives it away and it's finally cleared away by Lamsey, but the pressure is still on, as this is the man coming forward is Jones. Plays it wide to what's Young. But it's won back here fairly by Queen's Royal College as they try to come away with it. But very quickly, presentation regained control through Young. Can't keep it in, but it comes off of James and it's going to be a throw. Yeah, there are times when as a captain, even though you might be playing up front, there's some of the spectators here at the ground very disappointed with the performance so far of QRC. As captain, even though you're up front and you're a striker, you just need your voice to be heard. Here's the cross ball, but Caruth is going to have to chase it. He's going to get there before any yellow shirt. Gets it back to Tuckett. Back to Caruth. Goes right across field towards the man who scored that own goal, Gray. Finds James. That's a good ball. This is not bad from QRC. Holding on to possession. Kwashi goes wide to Harriman. That's not a good cross at all. And the goalkeeper, Lazarus, is going to take that. And he's going to... Let's see what he's going to do. Is he going to start from the back? No, he decides to go long. Sends it upfield towards Barkley. He heads it on. This could be on trouble here. But Harriman does well. Sends it out. Is it going to go out of play? No, it does not. Picked up by Jacob. Harriman does well. Jacob was trying to go past him, but he kicks it out for a corner.
Listen, there was no need for that.
No.
There was a defender in support that he could have easily laid it back to and his lines. And those are the types of mistakes that keep your team under pressure. That keeps, of course, the confidence in the team low, because you put yourself now in a position where you have to defend the corner.
That's right. So here is the corner. The heads go up. Finally, King clears it away. That was George getting it to Young. This is Barkley. Sends the cross in. But Tuckett in the way. Clears it downfield, but it's going to come right back up. Kwashi to Brathwaite. It's going to take Franklin for a little bit of a run. Good tackle in the end, but finally sent downfield. Ronaldinho James giving chase, but it's easily picked up by Worrell.
Yes, Colin, I must mention, Colin, presentation is pretty solid down the middle of the park. As you see the imposing figures of Cooper, George and Jones. They actually putting in that work and making it very difficult for the QRC team to string passes and get a knockdown.
This is Brathwaite looking to have a shot. It's Caruth. looking to not only clear it, which he did successfully, but trying to get something going with James out on that far side. But Worrell intercepted, and it comes off of James. It's going to be a throw for presentation.
Well, it's about the third or fourth time the ball has been played into the QRC box, and there are 2 or 3 yellow shirts open, not marked. And that comes down to communication again, leadership at the back. As much as we talk about Kurut being the captain, but the central defenders, the goalkeepers, you have to be vocal when you play in these sorts of positions. I just think there's zero to no communication whatsoever as we see a substitution being made by Queen's Royal College.
Yeah, that's Nelson. Nelson is the man coming on. Well, Stephen James is off, so
it's like an injury. He's fumbling.
So I was surprised, Brent, that Micah Nelson didn't start, because we've seen him take the corners, take the free kicks, take the penalties, yet he was on the bench. So here is going to be a free kick for QRC.
They need to get one back. I think this would be a good time.
Yeah, you just got to think, if they've got to get back into the game, they've got to score before half time.
Yes, definitely. If they can get something on the board here. And as I said, I go back to the trio, Lamzi, James, and Karut. They got to put their foot on the ball. They have to fight to play together and at least get something going up there. Jumpstart this engine this afternoon.
So a free kick for QRC, and just as we thought, Nelson, this man is going to take it. He is the dead ball specialist, but somehow didn't start the game. But let's see if he can make an impact right away.
He has to put it on the penalty spot, cause some danger for the presentation defenders. That's what he'd be aiming for.
6 blue shirts in the box. Goes towards the far post, the head goes up, and it's Caruth.
He's got to hit the target.
Yeah, you know, funnily enough, I was saying that that's what he needs to add to his game. Couple goals. You know, he's a good player, he's a good dribbler with the ball, he runs into space. Let's have a look at that.
The replay, let's see, nice delivery, and got up well. It's just execution and direction.
You're right, Joel. He got up well and well enough and had enough time to place it on target. I wasn't sure why he tried to head across goal. And you're right, Colin. He's a good player, but he needs to have some sort of end product, and we've not seen it.
That's right. I think since we've been doing QRC games, I'm not sure if he scored 1 goal or he has 1 goal for the season, but he's too much of a good player just to have 1 goal for the season. And I may be wrong that he has more in because they did win a game 5-0, and then they won another one 4-2. And I was hoping that Caruth would have got onto the score sheet with that. But you know, we've seen him in the televised games that he does everything right but score. And this is James, Ronaldinho James. Turns well with it.
Good strength, Mr. James.
I like that. Good strength, Mr. James. But here's Tuckett. You're going to have me calling all these QRC players Joel Mr. just now.
I just like the way he commanded that possession there.
Like Mr. James, I hear you. Yes. But here's Quashi. This is a good run. He's got Jacobs to his left, but he plays it through towards Barkley. Barkley does well. He's looking for some backward support. He gets it from Brathwaite. This is the other Brathwaite, Malik Brathwaite. Sends it across. The shot comes, never got over it. There was Quashi, never getting over it, and it went over the bar, and it's going to be a goal kick for QRC.
Yes, Quashi, he was under a little pressure there. The defender got a little close to him, so I guess he was, a bit weary of that. So as he struck, he didn't get the best of strike.
Pretty good crowd here building up now at Queen's Royal College, and we'd expect quite a few would be in support of the home team, but they're trailing by 2-0. 25th minute goal from Daniel Quashi, and an own goal scored through Philip Gray. But here's Barkley having that left-footed shot, takes a deflection.
Free at the back post.
Yeah.
And it's happened over and over repeatedly. And all it takes is for the defender to just be a bit closer and of course be aware of where his man is. It's happened on too many occasions. And I go back to the fact, where is the goalkeeper in this? Where is the central defender giving that information?
Yes, a vocal keeper and a alert keeper. It really makes a big difference for the defense also.
Well, the corner taken short to Kwashi. Oh, that's not a good ball from Kwashi, and it's going to be a foul committed there by Levi Jones. But the idea was good, actually. There was no real marking, and it was a poor ball return from Jones.
I think as we are closing into the half-time, from a Queen's Royal College perspective, they just need to do more. I mean, it's very difficult to pinpoint just one problem. I think there's a colossal or combination of issues, but I think the main one is, I think that drive and desire that you need to win a football game just hasn't been there from them.
But going forward, Brent, they haven't looked all that bad.
No,
but I think panic stations set in
at the back.
Yeah, at the back.
But I think because they have not really taken control of this football game on both aspects. As much as they look okay going forward, I think they could even look better if they were a bit more in control and demanding in that final pass or execution in the final third. If they can get that, just take it up a notch. Presentation hasn't necessarily played great, but they're 2 goals up.
Yes, a little greater effort, as you said, and I think it will be a keen contest. They just have to give that extra, and they will see the result, I think.
Well, Nelson is going to take the corner. He's playing it short to James, gets the return, sends it. Oh, it's deep, but he picks out a QRC player in King, and this is Lamsey. Gets it to King. He's running into some problems. Sends it back to Harman. And he couldn't clear because he was under pressure this time. Well, King played it inside there. It was a good ball towards looked to be like, let's see, Gray.
And he panicked.
Oh, yeah,
he panicked.
Unforced errors is the curse of QRC this afternoon, apparently. Hopefully they can regroup at the half and come back out with something else on the drawing board for the second phase.
Well, I want to put you on the spot, Joel. So you say come with something else, but like what? What do you think QRC need to come with?
I don't know if they need to tweak the lineup. I don't know. Change the formation
a bit. Substitutions, maybe. But you know the thing is they have problems at the back. If that's the first thing they need to solve. He needs to go in at halftime and say, listen, we're not marking, with the cross balls. We're giving the man too much room wide on the left side, etc., etc. I think he's got to insist that they play tighter and get things right at the back.
Well, it's not so much, I think, tactical adjustments. I think it's right there. Mm-hmm. It's the communication, it's the application, it's those sorts of things that win you. Look again, 3 shirts, 3 back posts in yellow.
From here, it almost looks like a zonal defense rather than a man-to-man intensive defense.
Yeah.
From where we sit.
Well, here comes presentation again. The shot comes just wide. So the shot taken there by Jacob, and it went just wide, and it's going to be a goal kick for QRC.
And as you can see on the replay, he plays it into him. Nice turn, good look. Just a little more bend, and the keeper would have to save.
Well, that is Franklin getting into Lamsey.
It's a good ball.
Yep, Nelson in possession. Brathwaite going across, but he's offside. The idea was good. And you look at that offside, Joel, he's facing the defenders. He must realize, hey, when you look down the line, you must realize you're offside.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Yeah, as a coach, that must be very frustrating, isn't it?
Yes. And sometimes just be honest on the field, where sometimes in the heat of the moment, then again, that may be just making an excuse. But as you said, he is across the line. You have to see that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of Coach Kenwyn Jones's problems is between the ears of the players, in their head, in the minds, and I don't think it's necessary tactically. As I said, I think a lot of it is as Joel lamented on, is unforced errors.
Yes.
It's just adding up and piling up. The sliced ball, the mishead. Of course, as we look at Coach Jones, and from a coaching perspective, he is a young coach, despite his outstanding playing career. It is very frustrating because you know what you drew up, and then for your team to execute, it's not there, you know. It's a challenge.
Yes, and he himself also being a former prominent defender in this league also, you know, as you said. So
he started as a central defender, and was it when he went abroad?
He left
started to play at a striking position, didn't he? And how successful he was at that. A lot of people still think he was a better central defender. I'm sure he will question that. But I think the English game suited his style, didn't it?
Yeah. And
a marvellous header of the ball.
Yeah, he scored a lot of goals as well.
That's right.
It's hard to dispute that he's a better defender.
But you know, the good thing is, having played as a defender and as a striker, he understands. Yeah.
Of course.
So Colin, you now understand how Brent has commanded this defensive ability and his genuine talent.
Joel, I was getting a little
Very
worried.
much so.
I thought you said you would not understand how Brent was not converted to be a striker. And thank God you didn't go that way. I would have been really dumbfounded. Here is the free kick, but headed away. Lamsey couldn't get it off away, and it's sent across by Jones towards Young. This could be problems. Oh, he just was able to get it over the bar, the goalkeeper, but he was backing, and that ball was just going under the bar, and the goalkeeper Afan did it just enough to get it over. So in the last, here is the cross.
It is a cross.
It was really a cross,
shot.
wasn't it?
A crossing shot.
A crossing shot. I like that description. Well, we're just coming up to 45 minutes. So the first half, not sure how much added on time there is as yet. Oh, we have 1 minute, I understand. 1 minute of added on time. Presentation looking to add a third goal, which would really sink the Royalians here if they were to go in 3-0 down at half time. Headed away. Comes to George. He was seeming looking for a shot, decided against it. Plays it to Jacob. Jacob looking for a 1-2. This is Jacob again. Sends it across goal number 3. Offside.
Yes.
But they were free. Again, unmarked, back post.
Yep, but the assistant referee.
And he didn't need to be offside there, guys. If he'd held his run, he would have still been able, as you take another look, once the ball's worked out wide, look at the back post. 1, 2 yellow shirts free, 1 blue shirt in the middle. He just needed to hold his run. And he didn't.
That's right.
Zuber, but it should have been a goal.
Well, coming up to the end of the 1 minute of added on time, minimum of 1 minute.
I think it's just a lapse in the tracking too on the QRC defensive end.
Well, there goes referee Sobers' his whistle to indicate we have come to the end of the first half. A first half really and truly that started off with both teams sort of just feeling out one another presentation. Then midway through that first half, got into top gear. They scored their first goal through Daniel Kwashi in the 25th minute, and then an own goal by Philip Gray in the 28th means that at half-time, Presentation College, they lead here at the QRC ground. They lead 2-0 against Queen's Royal College, and you have to say their 2-0 lead is well deserved. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to come right back here at the QRC ground with some highlights.
I'm going to start out close to you alone. Alright, and as you talk, I'll just step back. Include that. Yeah? Yeah? Just close up? Yeah. And then you just want. That's right, I'll step back and include them. Yeah. Yeah. Carrie, reading over. Sure. So I'm going to start like this, and then as she talks, I'm going to come out to the gate lady. Or would you prefer me after you push out already? Okay. Copy that.
College ground. We are at the half. Queen's Royal College, they are trailing against Presentation College by 2-0. Let's have a look at the highlights, Brent.
Well, as referee Crystal Sobers blowed the start of the first half, Presentation College playing on the front foot from early. A shot just over the bar there by Xavier Jacob. The momentum and pressure continued. Another one blazed over by Ada Barkley, who maybe should have hit the target there. Presentation College, of course, commanded control of this first half. A bit of trickery, missed kick at the back post, all the time in the world, and slotted into the back of the net by Kwashi for the first goal of the afternoon for Presentation College. 1-0 for the boys from South, nothing less than they deserve. Corner coming in, sloppy defending by the Royalians. Eventually the ball settled into the back of the net. Coach Kenwin Jones disappointed in what he's seen. 2-0 to Presentation College, and one of the rare opportunities going forward from Queen's Royal College. The ball head wide there by Karut, the captain. Presentation continued to pressure, that one being put wide, and of course eventually the game going to halftime, but Presentation in a full control, as of course we take a look at the stats.
And now as we see the shots, 15 to Presentation, 4 to QRC. Shots on target even at 2. Fouls, QRC 2, Presentation 1. Yellow cards are even at 0, red cards even at 0. Offside 2 to Presentation, 0 to QRC. Corners 7 to Presentation, 2 to QRC. And saves 2 to Presentation, 1 to QRC.
So that tells the whole story here. You can see the stats dominated by Presentation College. So we at half, 2 goals to 0 they lead. Let's go down to Hans Devines.
Thank you very much, Brett, Kerry, and Joel on the side of the field right now. Colin, thank you very much. And we're here with Coach Kerry Batiste. I mean, you all are down 2-0 right now. How do you keep these boys motivated to attack that second half?
Well, we have to go and pick up the pieces and we have to regroup because we didn't do well the first half. We didn't keep the ball well. We didn't attack well. We were slow toward the second ball. So now, the mistakes that we made in the first half, we have to come and try and capitalize on that in the second half and just try and see if we can get some goals.
Now, Coach Kerry Batiste, listen, we know you did national service and you are a goal scorer. So what do you think the team really needs to do to score those goals?
Actually, we have to keep the ball a little more. We have to try to play down to the sides and get the ball coming across the face of the goal because of the field conditions. And once we can get that happening and gain our attackers inside the box, yeah, I think we definitely have a chance to score.
Well, we wish you all the best, Coach, in the second half. We know you know the formula for scoring goals. Thank you so much. All right, join us on this side right now, Assistant Coach of Presentation College, Assistant Coach Dunstan Williams. Listen, 2-0, you're on top, obviously, but what are the areas you see need tightening up?
The way we're playing in midfield right now, we're not balanced because we're not able to change the ball. And obviously, we should have been a little more up in goals. So we have to be more clinical in front of goals. When the chances, I think that the game should have been put away in this half so that they would have we have just managed the game going into the second half.
So what is really being told to these boys in the locker room at this point?
Just to keep it basic, play simple, do what we know how to do properly, and when we get the chances, put them away.
Well, hopefully you all remain unbeaten after today. Thank you very much, Coach Dunstan Williams. Thank you very much. Right now, let's throw to Siobhan Metivier right now, who's on the other side of the field with fans.
All right, folks, we are here at QRC Sports Grounds, and it's all about QRC versus Presentation College. Right now, I am with Karine, who is Mama Bear of Ronaldinho James. So, Karine, as we know, the score is 3-0 in favor of Presentation College. So, I want to know, how confident are you that QRC is going to make a comeback in the second half?
Very much confidence as a mom. We always know we never give up. My son is out there and I am here with the QRC family cheering on for him. We are a family that never give up. So we are here pushing on, not giving up with the boys, because that's what we're all about at
So
QRC.
if Ronaldinho was here right now, what are some words of motivation that you would give him?
I would tell my son Ronaldinho, always tell him as a mom, keep going, never give up. We always win, we never lose. That's my motivational speech for him. We QRC parents, we never give up. We never give up, we keep going. We're here to support our boys, and that's what we are here to do.
And I see you all you have your cheerleaders here. Ladies, anything you want to say to the team right now?
Say QRC.
QRC, we want a goal. QRC, we want a goal.
Thank you so much, ladies. Folks, we have second half action coming up in just a bit. So right now, we're going to head over to a break. Thank you so much.
Welcome back here to QRC ground. We're at the half and the players are already starting to get back onto the field. It's Queen's Royal College up against Presentation College, and Presentation College leading here by 2-0. The 25th minute goal from Daniel Kwashi and an own goal through Philip Gray. That is all that she's wrote so far for Presentation. I'm Colin Murray alongside Joel Gibbons and Brent Sancho. What can we expect in the second half, Joel?
Well, we will continue along the same line, I believe. Hopefully, I see QRC has been back out early and they have lined up already. So that means they are coming back out, hopefully re-energized and ready to put something on display for the second. I'll probably pull back one early and get this game back in a little balance.
You know, a lot of people are saying that they don't think they have much of a chance in this second half and the Presentation will go on and win handsomely. You don't see it like that, do you?
This is football, Colin, and playing this all my life, I know this game doesn't stop until that final whistle blows.
So we can have a change. So we're just waiting for the kickoff here in the second half, which is about happening now as Presentation go all the way back towards Cooper. He sends a long ball forward looking for Barkley, and it goes towards Gray, who clears his lines. So it's going to be a throw for Presentation. Going to be Brathwaite with the throw. Gets that return ball. Does well, comes inside. Oh, still Brathwaite. Looking for Barkley, intercepted. But it's going to be a free kick. And very interesting. I didn't see very much was wrong there. Joel?
Yeah, I myself, I don't know if he got
it was
from behind.
Yeah, it was the cross ball. That's right.
Okay.
There was a foul, I think, on Brathwaite as he tried to cross it. That was where the foul was. So the referee was allowed it to play, but once Presentation lost possession, she blew for the foul. Because Presentation in yellow and blue, and the QRC in their all navy strip, as Barkley sends it to the far post, but a little overhit and it goes out. It's going to be a goal kick for QRC. How much does home advantage play, Joel, on the minds of the away team?
Some teams, sometimes it weighs on you, but after all, it's just a game. Because I could remember going to certain fields, unless it's a rivalry, Colin, then there's that extra pressure on maybe owners. But traveling to a normal away game, to me it used to be normal play.
What about Tobago? Going to Tobago?
Oh, Tobago, that's a whole different story by itself.
Yes, always seems to be a problem. That's a really good tackle. Always seems to be a problem, isn't it?
Correct, yes. And get in there, and then when you get there, that's 2 games you are playing in one?
Yeah, because you got to wait around, and you get there early. So you got to wait around for when the game is set. There is the rhythm section, but that's the Presentation. Brent, the Presentation rhythm section, are they a little bit more upbeat than QRC?
Well, certainly they look so in the rhythm and stroke that they're playing, and they would be. Of course, it's 2-0. But we were lamenting on the fact that normally when you come to this facility, Queen's Royal College rhythm section have the big horns, and a full brass section. Not sure if that's a thing of the past, but it was certainly enjoyable.
So this is Presentation on the attack again. Coming forward with it is Jones. Goes wide towards Young. Back to Jones. Goes further back to Cooper. Here goes Worrell. But it's intercepted by Nelson. Did well, but he's being pulled back.
There's some tugging going across on that side.
Seemed to be Brathwaite, the man just pulling at him. So it's going to be a free kick for QRC.
Well, I asked for the brass.
Yeah, I'm hearing it, Brent. I'm hearing it.
And here they are. The horns are in full throttle now.
Yep, I'm hearing
normally
it.
spurs on the Royalians, as they affectionately call, the men from Queen's Royal College. And see if it has an impact.
Well, here is the free kick. It's Going to be too close to the keeper. He does well. He's been very... You know, it's not the first time we're seeing young Lazarus in goal for Presentation. Brent, he seems to have a good pair of hands, and he commands the box.
He commands the box, I was about to say. And when you have a solid, again, as you put it in context of the QHL College situation, he's vocal, he commands his box, and he instructs the persons in front of him. And that's what you want from a goalkeeper. I just feel like the Queen's Royal College custodian is not as vocal, it's not as commanding, and that has been some of the challenges that Queen's Royal College has had from a defensive point of view.
And just noticing the QRC goalkeeper Wafan Walker, to me he looked kind of young, so I don't know if he's a bit more junior than Presentation keeper.
Sometimes the experience, Joel.
Yes, the experience plays a part.
Well, here is Presentation. George gets it towards Worrell. Acres of space in front of him. Gets it to Brathwaite. Leaves it infield back, looking for George again. But Nelson does well. Going up that left side is Kwashi. And between him and James, they were able to get that ball forward, but cleared downfield. Comes to Gray. Oh, he slips, and this could be an opening now for Presentation for the third, and the keeper saves it. Does well. I thought he could have taken it a little bit more.
He should have finished.
Yeah.
He had either side to place the ball. Instead, he miscued it. And of course, it went straight to the goalkeeper. Could have advanced it further.
Yeah.
Sure, Joel.
Yes, and
as a top striker.
As you
take a look at it.
Yes, he missed kick, he got through there, very fortunate, and there you go, takes his, but it bounced. He got a hop probably as he go to bury it.
But as Colin said, maybe he could have advanced it a bit further.
I thought he could have come a little further. That's Malik Braffin, the man who had that opportunity. But here's James for Queen's Row. He's pushed it a little too far ahead of him. I see what he was trying to do, go up the line, but didn't control it.
Well, at least they look like they have a little more purpose coming forward now. QRC. James look a bit reinvigorated. Let's see.
And they've taken Caruth, if you all notice, guys, they've taken Caruth and they've put him out on the right side. This is Caruth in possession, looking to get it, looking to play a 1-2 with James, but well intercepted. This is Brathwaite fighting for that. He had the opportunity to score just now, Malik Brathwaite, but was not able to. Now he gives away a free kick.
Good refereeing. Like how they were able to play, toss it out, and when it was definite, she made the call.
We see a substitution. QRC are making a substitution, and Ronaldinho James is making his way off, and Musaddiq Mohammed is the man going up front. So Mohammed in for James. High one. Lots of height. Was that free kick from Kwashi? Goes all the way back towards Tuckett. And that's a poor ball from Tuckett. He's trying to get it up the line.
And that's unforced errors that we talked about. Joel, you've now gone from a position of putting Presentation College under pressure to now defending a ball in your own half.
Yes.
And that is sometimes...
There's a confirmation of the substitution. James off and Mohammed on.
Sometimes easily changes the momentum of the game. Those unforced substitutions.
That was Lamsey trying to get the better of Cooper, and had to eventually conceded a free kick. So the free kick is going to be taken by Worrell for Presentation. Still just leading by 2-0. Here is the not a bad free kick, and trying to get the shot away. I thought he was looking for the shot. Was young, but couldn't get it. Just some news coming to hand at halftime, guys. Samoa North, they continue to dominate in this group. They lead by 1-0 against Malik. Malik in some trouble in terms of relegation.
Yeah.
Those 3 points that was taken away from them have actually put them in a real battle now to avoid relegation. Because Maruga is playing today, and Maruga, they are 1 point, and they're playing against Pleasantville, I believe. And that game, if Maruga were to win, it means that 3 teams, which would include Malik, would be on 4 points.
Yes, Colin, the race at the top and the race at the bottom is too keenly contested.
Yes, actually, Pleasantville, that's in the Group A. That's the other group. Sorry. Yeah, Pleasantville playing St. Augustine. That's a big match as well, a 3-pointer, because they are struggling. But yes, this is Malik on 4 points, Chaguanas on 4 points, and Maruga on 1. Maruga, there is Afan coming out and claiming that. Yeah, Malik is on 4, Chaguanas North is on 4, and Maruga on 1. Maruga, they're coming up against Chaguanas North today. So it means if Maruga were to win, these 3 teams, Malik, Chaguanas, and Maruga, will have 4 points.
Well, you go all the way up the table to even Trinity College East and East Mokarapo Secondary on 6 points respectively, and you just wonder if results go either way, it will have an impact, of course, on this relegation battle.
Yeah.
I mean, even throw Queen's Royal College into this, because there's, of course, 2 games left in the fixtures, and after this one, of course, just wonder.
Yes, and it's a 3-point.
I think QRC, they should be safe.
Yeah.
But Malik, who would have thought that? There's a shot and pushed aside by the keeper. No, the referee is saying, is it? The referee is saying no, that the keeper didn't touch it. So it's going to be a goal kick. Here's the shot.
Yes, Cooper advancing. He's now making his way upfield, and a nice hit. Kept it down. Always going wide.
But just getting back to that Group A, where Pleasantville, they are playing against St. Augustine. Now let's just have a look at that table, because that's a really interesting one as well. Pleasantville, they are no points. St. Augustine is at no points, and we understand Pleasantville is leading by 2-0. I tell you something, Joel, the Green Machine could very well say goodbye to championship, premiership football next year.
Yes, it appears so. So, it is going to be unfortunate, but again, they got to go back to the drawing board. And as you said, when you come up to the big leagues, you've got to play like you're in the big leagues.
Yeah, you've got to. So that is very interesting, because and the thing is with St. Augustine, they've got some tough fixtures. St. Augustine, when you check their remaining fixtures, just trying to get that. The remaining fixtures with St. Augustine, they got Fatima, they got St. Benedict's, and they got Speyside. It doesn't get any easier.
No, not indeed.
Here's that cross ball, headed away. Caruth, they're in a little bit of a fight with Young, but Young comes out the better. Sends the through in, gets it towards Jacob, gets it back to Young. Oh, that's not such a great cross. He does find a yellow shirt. This is Brathwaite. Eventually it's picked up by Nelson. Turning with it beautifully is Lamsey. Gets it to Caruth. He's got Young for company. Young does well, but Caruth does even better. Goes up to that byline. He's stuck there in the corner flag. You could see he was trying to win a corner. Was unlucky, but he had absolutely no help.
No help, and he got a bit overpowered there. Oh, foul. Sliding tackle there.
It's going to be a free kick for Presentation. Is the tackle.
Yes, it's a late one. He saw the push and just tried a desperate lunge at the guy. On.
Jacob, the man down at the moment.
Yeah, I think we were looking for a reaction from Queen's Royal College coming into the second half.
Has there been any, Brett? Well,
not in the way that you would have wanted Kenvin Jones. You're seeing players trying to put in a little bit more effort, but I think the collective just hasn't been good. And that collective would encompass, of course, being more positive in their play, being more fluid in their play, and of course being more of a danger. They really haven't bothered Presentation College in the way that they would want to, especially being 2 goals down.
Well, it's going to be a free kick. It's Cooper with the kick. Oh, that's not a good one at all. Not sure the coach would be too happy with that. I was going to use a different name, but let's just say the coach wouldn't be too happy with that. Not a good free kick at all by Cooper. But here goes Harriman. He loses out to Jacob, who's back on the field. Gets it to Brathwaite. Still Brathwaite. Right. Well, he eventually turned out to be a good ball towards Quashie. Quashie has to go back towards George. Quashie this time goes back to Worrell. Presentation so confident on the ball, aren't they?
Yes, Keith's Presentation is now looking like, you know, that they are in control. We're going to play, we're going to take our time and settle.
That's the ball from Cooper, and this could be goal number 3. Oh, he misses it. Falling away, in fact, and couldn't get control of it was Barkley. He was just falling away. It was a good ball from Cooper. That's a good ball, Joel.
Straight through the hole, he got it, rounded the keeper nicely. What he needed to do there was just compose himself and put a better concentrated shot in the back of the net.
I was about to say, it would have been a very good team goal. They would have put together 4 or 5 passes, switched the point of attack, and then in on goal. But that is aided and abetted by Queen's Royal College not closing down Presentation. They have acres of space when they're on the ball.
Well, here goes Queen's Royal College looking to at least reduce the deficit. It's with Franklin, but he gives it away. Quashie, but in turn, Quashie wins it, gets it away from the Quashie who plays for. So one Quashie to another from QRC to Presentation, and eventually headed away. This time it's Brathwaite. Gets it to Daniel Quashie. Good strong challenge coming in from Tuckett. Oh, that's good. That's what they need. That's what QRC needs. Ball headed away by Young.
That's better, QRC.
That's the kind of fight you would want to see, wouldn't you?
Yes, QRC is now waking up, it appears to be. So
after an hour, my word, Joel.
The trumpets have arrived, Colin.
Here's Jacob. But it's picked up by Nathan Quashie for QRC. That's a good ball. Wide out to Nelson. He's got some space in front of him. Acres of room. Now being challenged. Looks for the shot. Wasn't in control of it. And really turned out...
He just never really looked sure as to what he wanted to do. If he had made that drop shoulder move a little bit earlier, and with a bit more pace as well,
yes,
he may have created the shooting angle, but it was done in almost a pedestrian type, of course, of attempt.
Yes, he needed to attack that defender with a little more intensity. And as you said, the drop shoulder and slap.
Yeah, I like that word, intensity. Yes, didn't run with any sort of conviction. Going to the defender, this ball is played out to Tuckett. Gets it to Nelson. He decides to play it back to King. Back to Nelson. So they're playing the ball around nicely at the moment. And then the long ball goes to looking for Caruth. Headed away.
It's not a bad idea.
No. It's an excellent ball. Just short. This is Lampsey towards Franklin. Gets it to Quashie. You're also starting to play some good football. They're knocking the ball around.
Yes, as the game go along, they're getting more comfortable.
This is Nelson. Nelson still. You thought he might have been. He was through. Should have looked for the shot to get that ball across. Quashie does, and good kick it again from Lazarus.
It's better from QRC, a lot better. That's the sort of conviction we've been looking for. I think Joel said that the horns have arrived.
Yes, indeed.
Maybe 60 minutes too late.
But But I can't help but notice these lofted cross and flighted balls. I don't know if it's I don't know if that's a plan or if
it's just poor technique. Because when you look at when they do, of course, approach the football, the players leaning back, the planted foot is not where it's supposed to be. So they're not really striking the ball in the way it's supposed to be, servicing it. And 9 times out of 10, it balloons up in the air.
Well, guys, you know one of my big beefs with this, with some of the league and the players, is that some of the basics are not being followed. The shooting, the control of the ball, the passing. You see it sometimes too much wayward passing, too much balls not being controlled by players, and then the shooting wayward. You know, and I'm just hoping that type of play on basics, the coaches are spending a little bit more time on trying to get those things right.
I think it's always going to be a challenge when you talk about secondary school football and that aspect of it, because at the end of the day, it's a league that's played at a ferocious pace,
and it's all about winning.
A lot of games, and it's all about winning.
That's the unfortunate thing.
Yeah, so
when I say unfortunate, I mean yes, everybody wants to win, but you know,
development of the play.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Cost.
Yeah.
But you would think that some of those players in secondary schools leagues also belong to some coaching schools and academies, and you would think they will be putting in some work there also, you know.
That's a valid point, Joel, and again, whether or not that is happening or not is a big question. I would suggest that our kids, as we take a look at the rhythm section there of Queen's Royal College, I think our kids here in Trinidad and Tobago just don't play enough. They don't play enough of the sport, because after the secondary school season, not many are part of teams, clubs, etc., that would continue with that situation for them to develop. And you can see it here on the pitch. That's why we're having this conversation. As Colin said, it just hasn't been that good this season. The trapping, the shooting, the passing, and the decision making as well.
Yes, like everybody for this season, you know, as we said, they come back off the hiatus, the lapse in time, the lapse in play. Hopefully everybody pick up the pieces, and next year we get a nice, better product, more consistency throughout the league, because as you can see at the table tells, there's a gap at the top to the bottom.
Well, so, they have and they have nots.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, we've got 5 standout teams. We've got Samoa North, we've got Presentation, we've got Fatima, we've got St. Benedict's, and we've got Naparima. They're the 5 standouts, and there's seems to be a huge gap between those 5 and the rest of the league. Well, here is a free kick for QRC. Still trailing by 2-0 as this is Nelson. He's come on, and he's done well since he's come on as a substitute, replacing James.
Yes, because they are finding some room down that left side, actually.
Yeah. This is Franklin, gives it away.
Another unforced error.
Yep, but then they give it right back, and this could be a foul. It has to be a foul. Tuckett, he lost his footing and realized that Barclay was going ahead of him. Not Barclay, sorry. Let's see, that looked like Brathwaite was going ahead of him, and he pulled him down.
Tricks of the trade.
Yep. So a free kick for Presentation. Worrell is over it. See a substitution being made by Presentation. Brathwaite is coming off. That's Malik Brathwaite. And the man going on is Vaughan Clement. So Clement, the number 7, is on. As here is the free kick. The keeper has to come, and he punches, and luckily he punches straight to a QRC player who sends it upfield. This is Caruth. He's back defending the free kick. Gets it towards Franklin. So there is the confirmation of the substitute, Malik Brathwaite, coming off on Vaughan Clement, the man replacing him, as Franklin in possession. Sends a nice ball over onto this side, looking for Caruth, but it's intercepted by Young. Trying to get it for Clement for his first touch, but it goes straight back to Young. This is Jacob. Young going on that overlap. This is a good run. Can he get the cross in? He does. Sends it to Clement. Oh, as he goes down. Well,
It was. She had a good look at it.
she did. She was right on spot, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was right there, so I guess she made the right call after all.
Well, that's interesting, Joel. But, I was wondering if he could have just volleyed that. We'll have a look at that replay in a while once we have a break in play, because Presentation still pushing forward. Sends that ball across. Here comes Clement, but it's held by the keeper. Yeah, there was Young coming down that left side. He could have gone down. Let's have a look at the cross.
It's a good cross. The ball comes in here. Oh, it's a bit soft. The hand was on the back. Looks like the outstretched hand of Tuckett, but don't think there was enough
Resistance on the forward
Correct.
part. Yes,
Yeah.
he didn't. Yes.
Here goes Jacob. Is he going to look for a shot? No. Gets it back to Jones. Plays it to George. Over on that far side is Brathwaite. Sends the cross in. Looking for Clement. And eventually a player is down. It seems to be Lamsey, the QRC midfielder. Yes, he is down. Remember, he scored that really good goal against Samoa North. It's the only goal Samoa North have conceded.
Yeah.
And it was about, I think, in the third or fourth minute.
Yeah, and as we look at, of course, the group standings here, San Juan North and Presentation College are already through to the semi-finals. The question is, gentlemen, who's going to end up in first and who's in second? From a goal difference perspective, it's plus 13 before coming into this afternoon's fixtures for San Juan North. And of course, from a Presentation College perspective, they may want to go for more goals in this game here, knowing that that fixture with San Juan North is coming up. And from a San Juan North perspective, all they need a draw is to finish in first place. And of course, the significance of finishing on top of your group, Colin, is meeting one of the lesser two, second place.
But you know, I tell you what though, guys, I tell you what, we haven't seen Fatima players yet, but I think there's very little to choose between Benedict's and Naparima. That's going to be a really great game. You know, Benedict's at this point in time, once they don't lose to Naparima, they should be safe. But again, we're looking at any two of three could go through there. It's a much more competitive group than this group here. This group with QRC and Presentation and San Juan North. San Juan North and Presentation runaway leaders.
Correct. The preparation.
QRC, Lamsey seems to be coming off. So yes, Lamsey is off, and the man going on is Roshan Dubé. So Dubé is on. I think Cardinal he has also gone on for Harriman. Yeah. So QRC making some substitutions. So here is Presentation, still searching for that third goal. That would really, this is Worrell, but gone out of play and came off of Worrell last, so it's going to be a throw for QRC.
Brent Colin, I just can't help but recognize that QRC has come out a bit more organized. They look more compact, more, what I should say, more purposeful in their play.
Yeah, as we take a confirmation of the substitutions of Lamsey off, Cardinal on. Yeah, they have more numbers and they look more balanced than they did in the first half. Maybe the changes are the ones that they haven't changed really from a formation perspective. They've obviously now bring in players that have kept the balance throughout. So we looked at that crunch and tackle, but as we said going into the halftime, guys, it really wasn't about the tactical aspect of things. It was more about the application or lack thereof.
Yeah, it certainly was.
Take another look here. This crunch and tackle here, the type of thing that Colin Murray likes. When players are thrown up into the air.
It's not, Joel. Let me just clarify that. It's the type of tackles that Brent Sancho let me be kind. I was going to say that indulges in, but I wouldn't say that. But here's a long ball, searching ball for that man Clement, who has gone on and cleared away by Gray. Gets it to the Cardinal, the substitute. Leaves it back to Gray. He's put Gray under some pressure. And let's see which way the throw is going to go. Referee Sobers says it's going to be a throw for presentation.
And I must say, referee Sobers has really taken command of this
She's
game.
so experienced, isn't
Yes,
she?
yes.
She doesn't seem flustered with anything that's happening on the field. She just, she's close by. She's right up with the play.
Letting it flow when it needs to flow. And then, yes, and that's important.
Here is the cross ball.
Danger, this could be danger.
Headed away. Still, the shot comes, but along the ground and wide. Shot coming there from, it looked like George with the man taking the shot. But no problems for the goalkeeper. How much, guys, would Kedwin Jones be happy with this half? They've not conceded, and I would think that would make him smile slightly.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily only about conceding goals, but I think he is concerned about the general play. And I think when you look at the fact that we're here at Queen's Royal College talking about the home team lacking application, as a coach you'd be disappointed, because we talked a little bit about the advantage, the home ground advantage. I think that's one of them. When you play at home, you are the aggressor.
That's right.
You play on the front foot, but we haven't seen that. And if we are to be honest, I don't think Presentation College has really come out of third gear so far this afternoon. They've been very comfortable in what they've done so far. QRC has not stretched or exerted them at all.
Kwashi looking to get it down towards Clement. Good strong challenge coming in. It's going to that challenge coming in from Franklin. He's gone back to one of the two central defenders since Harriman has come off, and Gray, he's moved over to right back. But let's look at the tackle. Good strong challenge from Franklin. Normally you see him in the defensive midfielder.
Yeah, it looks like they've gone to 5 at the back.
Yeah. Headed away. It's going to be another throw for presentation. So we're in the final 15 minutes of this game, and presentation still looking very comfortable. This is Cardinal racing up way with it, but here comes Young. That's a foul. Yep. No doubt pushing at the back. We see
he's going to
get a card.
It was very intentional.
And from behind.
And from behind, correct. He looked like he had one thing in mind, and he was chasing after young Connell, pushed from the back.
And the replay, as you can see, yes. And you can see the intensity on these guys to get back there also, great effort.
Brent, I want to ask you this, because Joel hasn't seen most of the games. In terms of an attacking force, we haven't seen Fatima, okay, so we can't count Fatima at the moment. But here is the confirmation of that yellow card. Durrell Young, the man getting the yellow card, the skipper. Of the 4 teams, St. Benedict's, Presentation, Samoa North and Presentation, as an attacking force, who would you rate as the best one of them?
I think I'll start from the 4 go up, and I think Presentation College would have lost their impetus with Boyce not being here. Of course, a season, what we're hearing is a season-ending injury against Moruga. But of course, as you move up, and I would skip now to first, I would think from what we've seen, Colin, I would say St. Benedict's, simply because that they attack with balance, the attack is fluid, and transitionally it's dangerous from a counter-attacking perspective, and they attack with varying numbers. When you look at Samoa North, it's really 2 players in terms of Noel and Swede.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I like. I was very impressed with Benedict's when we did that game against Caps, and they were coming from both sides of the field, and they had a multitude of players, and of course they stand out. It's Tariq Lee, But, it wasn't a situation where they just depended on Tariq Lee. Here is a real tussle. Jacob is in a real tussle for that ball with, looks to be the man who's come on there as the substitute, is it? Doby, was it?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's... No, that's Mohammed, sorry. Mohammed, who came on as a substitute. Here goes Worrell. Can't be kept in, and it's going to be a throw for QRC.
And to add to your question, Colin, I think St. Benedict's defensively can handle most of these attacks that we've seen so far, because they look solid. They have good players in the middle of the park that shield the back four, and I think the team most equipped and most capable of dealing with the offensive of the teams that are going to be in the Big Four, I think St. Benedict's is the one.
Yeah, well,
that being said, they have a very difficult game against
that's
Naparima.
right. They have a very difficult game against Naparima, and it's still any two of those three can go through
safely. And as much as your beloved Fatima,
but I think
thinking they're going through, I still think some of those fixtures, particularly the one against Speyside.
Well, the Speyside come to Fatima Ground. You don't go to Fatima Ground and win easily. You should know that, Brent. But no, you look. The big fixture really is that Fatima can't be complacent. That's the thing, because you look at their fixtures. They've got St. Augustine, Speyside, and St. Anthony's. Now, St. Anthony's has always presented a problem to Fatima.
Big problem.
No matter, it could be the worst team in the world. St. Anthony's goes to Fatima and always presents a problem. I don't know what is it. What is it? Is it the proximity of the schools? But they always present a problem to Fatima. But I mean, based on the results, it should be a victory for Fatima. And you look at their games, but as we say, it's played on the field, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
But here's Presentation. Coming up to the final 10 minutes of this game. Presentation still holding on comfortably by those two first half goals. The first one from Daniel Kwashi, and then an own goal from the man who's going to take the throw now, Philip Gray. And meant that Presentation were comfortable at the half, and they're still very comfortable, knocking the ball around.
Yes, as Brent alluded to, they never really came out of the gear they started with, basically, as they see how the game is flowing.
And Lazarus again comes out there quickly to quell the danger and take command of the area. Takes no chances. That's a good kick, but it's going to go straight to the keeper of Queen's Royal College. That's Jaheem Afan.
And I've noticed that both teams are not, as Brent was saying, they're punting it downfield. Nobody is just trying to bring it out the back. I don't know if it's the conditions one or what's the case with that.
Yeah, I would suggest that the conditions may be one of the reasons. I know from a Queen's Royal College perspective, they got burnt on a couple of occasions against Trinity College East.
They're trying to play from the back. But here's Worrell for Presentation. Gets it down towards Barkley. Still Barkley. Does well. Actually, it went towards, he played it onto Brathwaite and he goes down, but the referee says play on. Says Jacob. Making the run is Young. With him is Cardinal, still Young. And does he go over? The referee's over. It's right there, Brent.
I'm a bit surprised, but
a keen eye on that.
Yeah, but she's there, I'm not.
We'll have a look at that shortly again, but this is Mohammed.
It looked like a late challenge. It looked like a late lunge into, of course, the captain moving forward.
I guess the question is contact.
Yeah.
Basically.
And the proximity of the ball,
yes,
as we have another look at it here. Young, it's looked like an errant touch here. Now he steadies himself. Where was the contact? Tell you what.
I think I would like
conclusive.
I would like to. I was about to say I would like to give referee Sobers the benefit and said good call. Because when it's inconclusive, you can't just, especially with a penalty. But she was right on top of it again.
And that's a good thing, you know.
Yeah.
She's on spot, so we have to have confidence in her calls, and which is she's been consistent.
But here goes Nelson. Plays a good ball to Wall.
Bad decision.
Yep.
Should have let it run across him.
That was Mohammed. Green does well. Still Green. Oh, come on. He was playing it towards Cardinal, who was actually coming back to him. Cardinal should have made the run. But this is Clement being harassed by Franklin, and in fact fouled by Franklin. So it's going to be a free kick for Presentation.
The crowd has trickled in nicely, I must say. They've turned out to be a nice attendance this afternoon after all.
Here is Clement. Goes over and Franklin wins it. Plays it forward, looking to get Caruth going. But it was put a little too far ahead of him. And that's going to run out of play. Yes, it's going to be a goal kick for QRC. So 2-0. There's a long ball forward by King. Nelson can't control it. Well, the referee is saying it was not a foul, and it's going to be a free kick for QRC. Let's have a look at the Sports Max app moment. And of course, Brent, the moment.
Yes, indecisiveness at the back. Ball eventually there falls at the foot of Kwashi.
Daniel Kwashi.
He had enough time to dance, prance, and then slam the ball into the back of the net.
So that is, of course, your Sportsmax app moment, and it's Daniel Kwashi providing it with the opening goal. But going back to that, Brent, there was non-existent market.
Yeah, non-existent, no communication, and it has been the story really of the Queen's World College performance so far. It's been flat. I think that's the best way to describe it. As we look at some of the fans there, they're certainly not flat. They're buoyed and happy to be out. Rhythm section playing. We had a smidget of the horns. They've enjoyed the proceedings. As we mentioned, the crowd's built up quite a bit.
I think it's a pretty nice crowd here at the Queen's Royal College ground. They've come out in their numbers. Would expect the majority, however, would be in support of QRC, so they would be disappointed. There are the drums of Presentation. And this is a goal, no, just wide. Well, I called it a little too early, but he should have got it at least on target, shouldn't he?
Yes, he snuck in well there, the back post. Unattended, unseen, but as you said, just the execution of the header, just played it wide. I think the keeper standing there too also made it a bit difficult. He had to come back across the other side.
And again, Joel, it's that man Caruth. You know, this is my point. He gets into good position. He should have at least headed the ball on target.
Yes, he's a quiet, solid, consistent player.
Well, there's an offside call. So, guys, man of the match. Who are you all looking at?
It's a difficult one.
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
It hasn't really been any standout individual performances so far. It has really been the sum of the parts from Presentation College.
Can I call some names for you guys?
You normally do, Colin.
Yeah,
And you normally force us down the corner.
and then you send.
And then we choose your pick.
No, you never. You send my pick out the window.
Mr. Cooper has been pretty sturdy at the back. Mr. Jones in the middle for
Yeah, I would say
presentation.
Jones, Barkley. I thought Barkley.
Yeah, Jones.
Isaiah Jacob has done well wide. He's been a real handful for QRC. Goalkeeper Lazarus has been very good in the goal. Whatever QRC threw at him, he handled well. He commanded the box, but here comes QRC, but they're going to take that out of play, and that's Caruth. He's limping, and he goes down, but he's off play. Yeah. So, guys, I gave you all some names. The only thing I didn't do is call 11 presentation players. I tried to narrow it down for you guys, and you're still.
8 names. That's for the narrow it.
I might have gone with Jones. I think Jones caught my eye today. I like his work rate, his up and down, the box to box more or less. And yeah, his intensity, his aggression. And he's still going at it.
Yeah, I like Barkley or Jacobs, either one of those two. So Brent, you can have the final word.
Well, normally, Colin, when someone makes a suggestion, you throw it out, and I'm surprised he didn't do that with Joel. So
I never did. I didn't.
I'll have to go.
You're being unfair. You're being unkind.
I'll go in tandem with Joel and go with Levi Jones in the middle of the park.
And the reason I didn't throw it out, Brent, is because I have no serious objection to Levi Jones.
Oh, and it wasn't me as well. I think his overall play in the middle of the park, he's been a good connector between offense and defense. And even from a transitional point of view, he was there to pick off any passes that QRC would attempt to make to start to build their attack. So he's really been that clog in the wheel.
And then he is up there in the presentation attack as quick as possible.
Yellow card, guys, for Nelson. I understand there is going to be 2 minutes a minimum of 2 minutes of added on time. As presentation looking to make another substitution. Seems to be Boudram, Sean Boudram, coming on for Jacob. So Sean Boudram going on for Isaiah Jacob. Yeah, I think Jones has been. What I like about him is, he was going forward with the attacks, and when they lost the ball, he was defending. He's gone to a wide position now on the left side, and because of and who knows, he may very well try to get a goal here within the 2 minutes of added on time, because the man Boudram, who's gone on, he's picked up his role in the middle of the field, as that was Boudram getting his first touch. This is Boudram again. Still Boudram. Eventually it's cleared out by Gray, and it comes off of Boudram, so it's going to be a throw for Queen's Royal College.
Guys, you think presentation is missing their forward voice a bit?
Immensely.
Yes.
It's night and day, and it's because of what he presents as a player.
Correct.
He runs the line on his own.
He's an imposing figure too.
Yeah.
He's an imposing figure.
He is, and I think when we first saw him against Malik, Colin and I, here on Sports Max, we were impressed with what he brought, the attributes that he brought, and we compared him a bit to Larry Noel at Sanborn North.
Yeah, that's right.
Similar types of attributes.
That's a foul. It's going to be a free kick for QRC. We're in the final minute of this game, and one would have never thought that there would have been no goals in the second half, as the 2 goals came in the first half in the 25th minute from Daniel Kwashi, and an own goal in the 28th minute from Philip Gray. So it's going to be a free kick, and that man is over it. Nelson came on as a substitute in the first half, replacing Stefan James. And the presentation wouldn't want to concede now. There is the free kick. That's a good one. That's a header. Just wide. So the header coming there from, let's see, the man heading that was the Dubé, the man who came on as the substitute. Roshan Dubé had a word with his dad as well before we started.
He scored a cracker against Sri.
Yeah, I was telling him that. I was saying your son scored a really great goal.
Probably goal of the season for us so far.
Yeah, I told him that. And he complimented the commentary, Brent. He even said that you were doing a good job. So I thanked him on your behalf.
Yeah. Did he say the same of you?
No. He just said, mention your name. Here is QRC trying to come forward. We are over 30 seconds now, over the 2 minutes the minimum of 2 minutes that referee Sobers would have added on. So we expect to hear the final whistle any time now. And Presentation will go back to South with 3 more points. So that will be a mouth-watering clash with Samoa North and Presentation. The same with St. Benedict's and Naparima. So we have some good games, some great games coming up.
And Naparima, coincidentally, is the second highest scoring team in the league.
Yeah.
So, as your guy said, goals will be essential.
Well, it's a corner for Presentation, probably the final action here, because we're just over 3 minutes now. And here goes the corner. The header goes up, and it's cleared away finally. And still, we await referee Sobers' whistle. Maybe she's enjoying the game.
Just getting confirmation that the Trinity College East is 2-1 up against East Mokarapo.
Okay.
76 minutes gone in that one.
That's it.
And there is the final whistle from referee Sobers. So she's had enough. We've played just over 3.5 minutes of added on time. And Presentation College, guys, coming away victorious here at the QRC ground by 2-0. The goals coming from Daniel Kwashi and an own goal from Philip Gray that really and truly gave Presentation a comfortable victory there. And you have to say that this victory was well deserved, but they never seem, I think Brent was making the point, Joel, they never seem to change from a third gear.
Yes, as they read the game, they realized what was going on. They actually played the momentum that they were comfortable with, and that was it.
Let's have a look at the highlights, Brent.
Well, referee Crystal Sobers starting the afternoon's proceeding, and from the very off, Presentation College was on the front foot. A shot over the bar there by Jacob Isaiah. A second opportunity there for Presentation College, who started to turn the screws. That man Barkley up front for Presentation. And then goal number 1. Jacob pulls the ball back. An errant defending there. And Kwashi
very calmly, didn't he?
Slotted in the back of the net. He took on his defenders, took on the goalkeeper, and gave Presentation College the 1-goal lead. Second goal for Presentation College.
Complete mess, Brent.
Complete mess and calamitous defending by Queen's Royal College. And Coach Kenwin Jones not impressed. But they would have an attempt of their own. Of course, the captain, Karut, heading across the goal as Coach Cooper gave instructions to his charges. Presentation College was always in control with this one. That shot, however, sent wide. And another and last attempt before the half. Ball looping into the box, tipped over the bar. As the proceedings for the second half started, it really took the course of what we saw in the first half. Presentation College dominance. A shot from distance from Cooper, troubling at the, of course, full sight. 1v1 opportunity, should have put it into the back of the net. Barkley did everything right there, but put the ball into the net. Queen's Royal College with one of their very few opportunities going forward with a header wide by the captain Karut. They look dangerous in set plays, Queen's Royal College, but not enough to give them a victory as we look at the stats.
Yes, and as we go into the closing stats here at the end of the game, we can see the shots 21 to Presentation, 9 to Queen's Royal College. Shots on target 4-3 in favour of QRC. Fouls 7-3 in favour of QRC. Yellow cards 1 to Presentation, 0 to Presentation to QRC, sorry. Red card 0, offsides 3-0 in favour of Presentation. Corners 8-2 and saves 4-2 in favour of Presentation.
So stats there dominated, Joel, by Presentation. Let's have a look at the fixtures on Wednesday, round 6. Fatima versus Speyside. What a game, what an encounter that should be. Then Naparima against St. Anthony's College, St. Benedict's College against St. Augustine, and Pleasantville versus Carpachima East. But Brent, that first game, you'll go miles to see that, Fatima Speyside. Well, we have, I think I think Siobhan is there with the man of the match. Let's go over to Siobhan.
All right, folks, I am here with today's man of the match, defensive midfielder of Presentation College, Levi Jones. So this belongs to you, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So, Levi, I want to know, how are you feeling right now after today's game?
You know, I'm very pleased with the 3 points, and I'm grateful that, you know, although sometimes we're out of the game, that kept fighting.
That's right. And I want to know, what keeps you motivated during this competition?
To be honest, just the support from our fans, my parents, you know. As our coach say, you know, to whom much is given, much is expected, and, you know, I just appreciate the support from the fans.
That's right, a lot of support coming your way. So I'm going to leave you to continue the celebrations with your team and supporters as we throw things over to hands with the coaches right now.
Congratulations to Levi Jones, our man of the match for today. And we're actually joined by the coach with the same last name, Kenwin Jones, coach of QRC. Not the results you would have wanted. I mean, just 2 simple errors.
Yeah, well, that's leading to the fact that we started very slow and sloppy, not being focused, you know, not paying attention to the key triggers, and probably not being able to also train for the entire week due to the weather as well. We came out a bit slow, but unfortunate, we have to buckle down and get back to the training field and continue to work.
But I won't lie, second half, completely different approach, really improved approach. I mean, what else you have to tell the team moving forward, and how do you all prepare for the next matchup?
Well, I mean, you know, when you give away 2 easy goals like that, it is tough to come back in the game. It takes a humongous effort under the conditions that we're playing, and you know, essentially it's a little bit too late. You can't afford to give teams that are in form as Presentation a step up or 2 steps on you early in the game, and you have to be able to hold it at bay at least until the half before trying to make an extra push in second half. But you know, we did a little bit better you know, second half, but I'm still not pleased. I know that we could do much better than that.
Well, congratulations nonetheless, coach. Happy belated birthday as well, and we look forward to greatness in time to come from QRC. I know you have a young team as well. Thank you so much for speaking with us. Take care. Coach Kenwin Jones here with Sean Cooper. 2-0, Presentation College remain unbeaten.
Yes, unbeaten. Steady going. We're playing 1 game at a time.
Well, speaking of 1 game at a time, next game you all play against Sour North Secondary School. Sour North also unbeaten. How do you all prepare for that? What needs to improve?
Well, nothing changed. We go back to the drawing board, get everything a little more detail, and hope to do very well on that day.
All right. Well, congratulations on the game today, Coach Sean Cooper. All the best in the games to come. Take care. All right, guys. This is where we wrap it up here at Queen's Royal College grounds. Before we leave, let's take a look at our next matchup. We feature a game that Colin Murray is going to be oh so anticipating. Fatima College go up against Speyside High School at Fatima grounds. On behalf of the entire Sportsmax team, my name is Hans Devines. Thank you so much for watching on CCN TV6, Tiger Tank Sports YouTube, and Sportsmax app. This is where we close off for today. Thank you for watching.